Welcome to the Grow Renaissance podcast. Let's nourish the world.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Owen and Neil here with the Grow team. We thought we'd jump on today, being Friday, just to give you some information around the NourishMart. We know there's a lot more conversation going on with NourishMart these days. We really appreciate all the vendors that are on there. We've got some new vendors coming down the pipeline. But we thought it was a good opportunity to maybe walk you through how to use the NourishMart, from selecting your product, putting it in the cart, and really just getting a little more familiar with how to continue to support those farmers that are spending time and energy to create nutritious food and products for us from the farm, and how to engage with them via the NourishMart. So Owen, super happy to be here today. Nice seeing you again. I know we just spent some time earlier in the week together in person on a project out in the field. But as we continue to talk about the technology side of what we do in our life, these conversations and education pieces are very important. So,
yeah, no, it's good to be here. And with the Nourish Marketplace, I do want to say, we really appreciate everyone's just patience with it. We know it's not perfect, and we're rolling out new things with it all the time. And we also appreciate the vendors' patience with it because it is a new terrain for everybody. I know from speaking from my experience with Royal Family Farming, we've never accepted crypto for payment. It's a whole new website as opposed to our normal one, so there's some little more manual plugging in things that you got to do. So we just appreciate everyone's patience with it. And, as we keep going and getting feedback, it'll just get better and better. And so, yeah, but we just really want to kind of educate people and hopefully answer some questions on how to use the site. So
wonderful. Three things before we jump into a little demo here. One, if you know people that would be potentially good vendors, please reach out to Owen, myself, or the info contact us form on the Grow United website. We'd love to chat to them and see if they are a good fit to be listed on the NourishMart. Two, when we're thinking about building the utility within the Grow platform, the Grow blockchain, it does involve all of us supporting each other and creating what we call utility. It's kind of like, Owen, a good analogy I've used lately is kind of like building the GDP of a country. There has to be a mechanism of exchange of goods and services. We're doing the same thing at the Grow blockchain. And so, using your Grow tokens that you're mining from your nodes or purchasing the Grow token bundle, so that you can, in this case, purchase products off of the NourishMart, it behooves us all. It really is going to continue to build some of that interaction or utility within the Grow blockchain, creating more value for the blockchain at the end of the day. And that's what we really want to see happen. So, if you have any questions around those tokens, how to access them or where to find them, if you're mining them, please reach out to Owen or myself. We would love to chat to you about that. But I encourage everyone, take some time, go onto the NourishMart, support those farmers no matter where you are, what country you're in. Use those Grow tokens to continue to build some of that utility or the GDP for our blockchain, so we continue to build value for all the efforts that we're putting into it.
Yeah, I love that. And it's important to recognize too that a lot of those farmers and the vendors that are on there they're taking a risk themselves because they don't know. A lot of them aren't super familiar with crypto maybe, or it's just very new. And so really showing them our support and we really appreciate them kind of being able to go out there and kind of be pioneers in that sense, and kind of
Absolutely.
pave the way. And
Yeah.
5 years down the road, it'll maybe more commonplace, but right now it's a very new thing. So just really supporting everybody in the ecosystem for sure. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Well, why don't you, Owen, why don't you do a screen share here and let's walk through
Yeah.
getting an order into a basket and go through some of the mechanisms.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's. All right, can you see that, Neil?
You got it.
Sweet. Okay, so this is just the NourishMart.com. You can see here. One of the things you can do is you can sign in, make your own account. So that's what I'm going to do real quick.
Do you need to
See,
sign in?
you don't have to, but it does. Um, it helps because it'll like save your past. Um,
History.
sorry, yeah, your past orders and also like your address for shipping and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. And then
Yeah.
you've got your account. You can see your orders and whatnot, and your addresses, and so. Anyways, you don't have to do
So,
that, but it's just something to think about.
and I would really recommend, I mean, Owen, I know you and I have talked about this a little bit. Um, I encourage everyone to sign up for an account for a lot of those tracking and traceability components just within the NourishMart. It creates a little more efficiency, and the more you use it, the less time spent mucking around on the front end. Just
Hmm.
log into your account. The other thing, and right where your flag is there, the one thing I wanted to point out, or your mouse over the flag, sometimes you log into the NourishMart and you might see a different country flag. A lot of that has to do with your IP address. So if you're running a VPN I use a VPN on my computer, and sometimes I've got a different country flag there that isn't representative of any of our vendors and the origins. It's just because my VPN is pointing to a different country. And so don't be alarmed if you see that. It just has to do with your IP address. Typically, it will show up with the country that you're located in.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And the other thing with it is it'll save your cart actually, if you sign in. So I'm just gonna cancel this just to start fresh. But um, and you can also leave reviews on products if you're signed in. So that's also kind of cool. But yeah, let's order some. So I'm in the U.S., so we're gonna go to U.S. shipping right here. All right, and we're just gonna add a few things to cart. We're gonna add.
So what's this? This is the Royal Creamed Honey.
This is the royal creamed honey. So it's 100% raw honey. Creamed honey is they just spin it in a way that um, breaks down the crystals in the honey to where it's very smooth. It's kind of like spreading butter. Um, so yeah, this is just it's 100% honey still, but it's smoother, um, which is kind of
Fantastic.
cool. So let's go back here.
And something I just learned as you're going through that is that pollinators, the bees, depending on what they feed on and what they're pollinating on, the honey can have a lighter or darker consistency. So if you get a honey, even creamed honey, and it's darker or lighter, it has more to do with what they're feeding on. I think a lot of the bees, as I'm aware of the hives that come for this honey, they actually feed around a lot of forestry elements. So there's a lot of forest pollination. And so the honey tends to be a slightly darker consistency. If you have honeybees that are finishing on different oil seeds or different crops, it may be a lighter consistency. So just an interesting fact for all of you out there that are interested in apiaries and honey production.
Yeah, yeah, and the reason they're going to the forest is honey's on agriculture can in the honey actually there can be some of those trace amounts of the pesticides and herbicides that they might use on the field. So if I do it in forest, you get a more natural, all natural honey, I guess you could say. So kind of
Fantastic.
interesting stuff that we just learned from my uncle Bud, who runs the bees around Royal. So, but
Yeah.
um, all right, so we got three things added to our cart, and now we're just gonna hit checkout here.
So what else do we have in there? Let's just talk about some of those products. We have the Nursed
Yes, we've
Face and
got.
Body Bundle.
Hmm. Yeah, so this is a lotion that's also from Royal Family Farming, made out of colostrum. So our cows produce enough colostrum for probably 4 or 5 calves. So a lot more than their calf needs. So that excess colostrum we'll use to make this lotion. Really good for your skin, hydrating your skin, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, that's wonderful.
more of a natural type of lotion for you. And then if you want to talk about the Angry Roaster a little bit, you can. I'll let you take that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Angry Roaster is actually a Canadian vendor that also ships in the US. He makes roasts specialty coffee. In this case, he's got an Insta coffee. It's a specialty Arabica bean. He actually roasts on a renewable energy, so solar panel, and he buys direct fair trade beans directly from farmers. So really, is a closed loop circle of operations, supporting the farmers that are growing the Arabica beans, roasting with renewable energies, providing a very specialty coffee in an Insta packet format. He's also got a few different options available and different flavor profiles. If you look at any of the other options he has on the site, but this is a really great coffee to grab, and especially if you're on the go. And I was just going to mention the Nursed face and body wash. Every time we're looking at byproduct use, the better off we are as a society. And so those closed circuit loops, these are vendors that you certainly want to pay attention to that have got products and byproducts from the production of innovative food and anything coming off of our farms. So
Yeah.
continuously doing good for the planet, nourishing people, planet, and animals effectively.
Yeah.
So we've got the product in their cart, Owen.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the
And you
quantities.
can,
We can go up and down.
yeah, and you can see here. So the shipping um, from Royal Family Farming is free shipping, and then because I'm in the U.S. and he's in Canada, um, for the smaller amounts, you do pay a $25 shipping for the Angry Roaster. But I believe if you order over $80 from the Angry Roaster, you get free shipping. Um,
Yeah. So
so that's
volume
what that
based
is.
pricing.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. So it's just showing the shipping because it's two different vendors. There's two different shipping costs there. So, but then you proceed to check out, and then see it's already got my stuff in there. And then you're just gonna place order. It tells you how much grow you're gonna be using.
So just before that, I was going to mention if it saved your address in there, that's wonderful. But you can also purchase this for somebody else, and you can use shipping address and have it shipped to somebody else. So family member, potentially it's looking for some good nutritious food or beverages. That's something you can take advantage of as well. So if you're stocked up, don't hesitate to use those grow tokens to make a purchase for somebody else as a gift, as an opportunity for an event coming up in their life, or just because they need some good nutritious food and beverage.
Yeah. I think I must have messed something up because I just clicked something, and let's just zoom through this real quick. You can. We'll just do this again. And the important thing is that you put a good email address right here because you'll be receiving your order confirmation to that email, and also that's what the vendors will use to send you any shipping or tracking advice. So, okay, and then here you can see there's this timer. You have 2 hours to complete the payment. If the payment isn't completed within 2 hours, the order is automatically canceled. So that's something to keep in mind. Just if you know you don't have time, um, don't get to this point if you're not going to pay within that 2 hours, because then your order will automatically be canceled. Even if you write down this address and then send it in 3 hours, it just won't fulfill your order. And you can always contact us and we can get it figured out. But that's just something to think about. Um, and then you can link your MetaMask here, or what you can do is just like if I'm on my laptop, I just like to on my phone whatever wallet I want to use to pay, I'll just scan that QR code. You need to put in the exact amount of grow. Um, don't round up. Just put in the exact amount so that it knows exactly what it's looking for, just through the system. It looks for that exact amount coming through. And when we do receive the payment, when it's checked every 15 seconds, right here, there will be a green check mark that'll pop up and say payment complete. And then you're all good to go. So,
Wonderful.
yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to kind of show, Neil, or should I stop sharing?
No, I thought this was just a great opportunity to do a quick little demo and explanation. If you have any questions, reach out to Owen, reach out to myself. We want to be here to support everyone in the NourishMart. But my challenge to everyone is jump on, use those Grow tokens, buy the Grow token bundles. If you don't have any Grow tokens, set up a free Grow wallet and start engaging with the vendors on our NourishMart. We're going to see some new vendors coming on shortly here. We've got Owen and I are working with a few to get them onboarded. And the second piece of the challenge is if you know anyone that would be a good vendor to be on the NourishMart, please put them in touch with us. We would love to get them listed and demonstrate to them how a direct consumer and a decentralized model works and how it can help diversify their balance sheets as they continue to provide good, nutritious food and beverage for us. So with that, thanks everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you go get your orders and stock up before the weekend here. And we look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks,
Nick. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Grow Renaissance podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this episode. Remember, it will take a community of us to do the best in the world and truly nourish not only ourselves, but the planet, the atmosphere, the soil, the plants, and the animals on it. So make sure you spread this message anywhere that you can.